Welcome back to the channel, viewers. Today we have a 93 Jeep Cherokee. Customer brought it in, stated that it wouldn't run right, didn't sound right, or what have you. He bought the Jeep a couple of years ago, and or excuse me, it's been sitting a couple of years. He just bought it this past week, and wants to get it going again, and so that's what I'm in the process of doing. So I brought it in, got it running, which it did not want to run. Had to reset the distributor. Whoever put this new distributor in didn't have it in exactly right. So you pull the number one spark plug out, and well, you can't really see it here now, but you have a notch on the harmonic balancer right there, somewhere on the edge, and also on the inside of the belt. There's a thin edge of the balancer. And you mark it, you set it with 0. You set the notch, line it up with 0 at top dead center. All right, I'm kind of behind on this project here as far as videos go. Talking about what I've already done, but anyway, another thing I had to do is I put a fuel filter in, and I had to replace the fuel lines in the back with new fuel injection, the rubber lines from the tank to the hard lines that run along the frame rail. And they were actually, the supply line was actually leaking. And there's also, it had the wrong clamps. I guess the tank had been out of this Jeep once or twice in its life and got a new fuel pump put in, I'm assuming. And the clamps they used were the worm gear clamps. You don't use the worm gear style clamps on fuel injection. They make clamps specific for that. So, okay, if you're wondering why the intake manifold and exhaust manifold are off, well, I noticed there was an exhaust leak, and you could really hear it during startup. And so I've got the exhaust manifold off now and mounted in the vise. And let me grab a pick here. You can see right there, this manifold's cracked. I hadn't really looked at it too serious yet to figure out if I'm going to weld it up or just buy a new manifold. And so it's the intake manifold there. Kind of sort of got that cleaned up. The throttle body's disassembled and soaking in the cleaner. And probably going to end up buying a new IEC valve for it. Not exactly sure that this one was working correctly. You know, I hadn't really gotten that far yet. The O-ring, however, if you pull your IEC valve out and it's been in the throttle body for a while, you want to make sure that your O-ring's in really good shape. It's best to go ahead and replace it. Like you can see, this one has like a notch out of it. I'm trying to get it to focus. So that's right there is going to cause that's a very probable vacuum leak right there, which this thing had several vacuum leaks when it came in. So I'm in the process of what am I doing here? Figuring out what I'm going to do, getting the gasket material off the head, and then figuring out what I'm going to do with this manifold. At this point, it looks like I could weld it up, and I may just do that, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not really bothered about welding that manifold up. I haven't cleaned the gasket surface off, as you can tell. So once I get it cleaned off and nice and smooth, then I'll lay a straight edge across the whole thing and see how tweaked it is. So, all right, guys. Well, just like a 5-minute video of what's going on in the shop and one of the latest projects. And I hadn't posted in a couple of weeks. Been busy, and so here we go. All right, guys. If you have any questions about Jeeps. I work on a lot of Jeeps. Leave a comment below. Otherwise, just, hey, subscribe to the channel. Push that little subscribe button underneath the video. Give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below if you have any questions or uh, what have you. Like to hear from you. All right. Well, thanks for watching.